4th solo world stand-up tour. She completed a couple of movies and her first book. Sold out world tours, performed other last tour on 6 continents, over 20 countries. She's been doing drag for over 20 years. The very first time in the Philippines, and now she's ready. The Joan Rivers of the drag world. Please welcome Bianca Del Rio.
Alright guys, if you don't mind just getting the waist up. She didn't have time to put on her tights. And just catch a waist up, please.
Again, the Joan Rivers of the drag world, Miss Bianca Del Rio.
I didn't have fully time to get dressed, so I'm only doing waist up. Waist up.
Okay, let's do
Am I sitting here or am I sitting there?
Are you confident?
Either way.
A few seconds for photos first. Just
Sure.
sit down, okay?
This is like daytime drag. We literally got off the plane a couple hours ago, so it was like rough to get ready. Yeah, so Photoshop and make me look pretty, people.
Better here.
All right. All right, come on, let's do some questions. Let's go. What are we talking about?
Here, Bianca.
Yes? What are we talking about?
Oh, I have a question.
What? I'm not doing. Who's there? Who's in charge?
Okay, let me do that.
All right.
Do that for you. Okay, first question.
Yeah.
Has your Rolodex of hate been updated to the modern times?
Always. Oh, I mean, a Rolodex is not modern, but yes, it definitely has. It definitely has, because there's always something new and weird going on in the world, so that you can go ahead and put it a part of the show. And we live in a world now where everything is so fucking crazy that there's always something to be mad or upset about. Yes.
Yeah. So has the political correctness of people nowadays changed your humor?
I don't
changed your
care. You can't care. Someone's gonna get pissed off no matter what you do. So what does it matter in the end? You know, you have to just do what you do, and some people are gonna like it, some people aren't. And I've often said that if they don't like it, I can't get upset because they're just gonna die anyway. So anyway, so why get pissed? You know, why get upset?
Please mention your name and where you're from.
Paula Bad Rappler. Let me ask you a fair question.
Sure.
What is it
What
that
is
you do
fair?
successfully?
What is fair? What do I do successfully? Well, apparently not
Quickly.
this.
How do you come up with a good read? Is there a process to it? Like, my friend asked me to do this read. Are you just born rude? Or are you just
Well, no,
work
it's
with
usually
the
based in
read?
truth. I think comedy's always based in truth. And I also think that, you know, if you can laugh at yourself, what does Rue say? Rue says, if you can't love yourself, you can't live it, whatever the hell she says. I say, you know, if you can't laugh at yourself, then how can you not laugh at someone else? So I'm the biggest joke there is. You know, I'm nothing serious to begin with. So as long as you have a sense of humor about yourself, it works out well to have a sense of humor about other people. Now, they may not like it, but, oh well. It is what it is. You know, you gotta laugh. I mean, I'm a man in a wig, for Christ's sake. I mean, yeah.
I'm Pam from Inquirer. Do people ask you to read them all the time and do you get tired of it?
Yeah, but it doesn't always work that way. Like, I've been at the airport and people have said, hey, can you read me? I'm like, bitch, can I get off the plane? You know, it's weird. You have a stewardess that's like, I love you. Can you say something mean? I'm like, it doesn't work that way always. Yeah. So it is funny to see how people react, you know? Usually in a show, I always have too much to say. Yeah.
Pam, you're good? Yeah. Next, one yellow.
Hi, I'm Giselle from Scout Mag. We're a youth magazine and we want to do like an advice column with you.
Children?
Yeah, exactly. So it's called Dear Tita Bianca.
Okay.
Yeah, Tita means auntie.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, it's better than grandmother. Yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
So one question is, what are things or behavior from 20-somethings that you think they need to stop doing?
Stay off social media. Live your life. It is fascinating the people that constantly, like I have friends of mine, adore, that anything that happens in her life, she immediately goes to the internet. And I don't find that to be, I usually go and drink something and then I'll go to the internet. But I find it fascinating that everybody's world is revolved around it. Obviously, it's a huge part of my life, you know, because I didn't have Instagram or Twitter before Drag Race. So it is interesting to see all of this that's happened. But I try to keep it as professional as possible, you know, fun times, but I don't put all of my business. So I would suggest the kids maybe not think about it before you run to social media. Because you know how many people are deleting tweets in the middle of the night. You've seen it, especially politicians.
Right.
You said you're good?
And another one, sorry.
Yeah.
So, do you think the youth should
No,
find
no.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
No. Do you think we need to find a job that we're passionate about, or a job that makes us money?
Oh God, that's a lot to ask us here. I think you just need to get through. I mean, how old are these people?
20-something?
20. Okay, you gotta get through life. You know, get through high school, get through college, and then you can figure it out. But in the meantime, keep moving. I always say it's important to keep moving because I didn't plan to do this. I mean, obviously, this was not a choice. But it is something that through life, it eventually evolved into this. So it's kind of like say yes, and if something comes along, then of course it changes your path. But I've never been the person to say, this is my goal, I'm gonna make that happen. That's too much pressure for somebody.
Right.
You gotta live a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, and if you don't fall down, then you don't realize how great it is when you're up, you know? But it always goes back and forth,
Yeah.
trust me,
Thank
trust
you.
me.
Hi, Bianca.
Hi.
I'm PJ from Esquire.
That's a great angle, thank you. Yeah.
You always say, I mean, you've constantly said that you're a man in a wig and in a
Yeah.
dress. What have you learned
Well,
about...
today. Partially, man, anyway. Yeah.
What have you learned about being a man?
What have I learned about being a man?
By dressing up as a woman.
Oh, God. Well, that you get away with murder when you wear a dress. No, you should try it. Well, for me, it's become, I mean, obviously everybody does drag for different reasons. And for me, it's strictly about the comedy of it or the act of it, you know? Like, that's why I'm saying something like this is always weird for me to do this when I'm dressed like this, because I'm always like, well, when I'm on stage, I'm used to it. But on a personal level, I'm me. I'm the same person,
Right.
so to speak, but I think that they do cross because I have the same sense of humor. Now, I do have some friends that do drag, as I was saying, that do drag for different reasons, and they're a different act when they're in drag, or a different voice even.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. So I think that there's different compartments in it.
Yeah.
So I think I've kind of learned the more you're yourself, the more fun and accepting it is. I know that sounds crazy because I'm sitting in a wig, but it's just what it's just what I am and what I do. And you can't be on 24/7, so it's a lot of pressure to do that.
Did you ever consider doing, your comedy outside of drag?
Oh, I have. When they've lost my luggage, I had no choice. So I always say, what's a drag queen without their luggage? A man. So, yeah, I mean, things like that have happened. But I like, once again, as I was telling her, I don't rule anything out. I don't know what's to come, I'd say yes to everything.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Maroon.
Hi,
God, it's hot in here. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kim from Mega Magazine.
Hi, Kim.
You're considered as one of the most polished queens to ever walk in the workroom.
Not today.
But how has your drag evolved since winning your season?
Well, it hasn't changed because I wear the same dress in every color. I think, well, once again, I think it's such a different concept now. I mean, I think the show itself has taken on its new life, and I think it's a completely different show than when I did it in however many years ago. What was it, 5 years ago we filmed, I think? So it's a completely different world now. Everybody's much younger. Everyone's in, designer drag. They're spending thousands of dollars on clothes. Well, we didn't have that opportunity or the time. I had 5 days before I had to do the show. So I didn't know, I didn't have access to create all of this madness within 5 days and pack and get there and do the show. So I think it's definitely evolved into a grander scale. I mean, now it's huge in America and globally, and now it's going to be in the UK, their own version with Ru, which I think is pretty amazing. So it's evolved, the show's evolved, and I think the contestants have as well. I mean, they're all in debt, but they've evolved. They've evolved. Yeah.
Thank you. One more question.
Sure.
You wear very light makeup.
Yes, subtle.
And so how do you take care of your skin? Walk us through your beauty regimen. What are your top 3 beauty products that you can't live without?
Well, no one's ever asked me about that. Obviously you have to use makeup remover, which I have my own makeup remover called Bianca Remover, which you can buy online. But also, a friend of mine, I don't know if you have it here, but Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo is what I use to clean my face. A dermatologist told me it's the best thing. It doesn't burn your eyes. I mean, you're going, oh my God, if it washes off that bitch's face. But it removes all of the mascara and all the buildup that you have around your eyes. So that's one of my main things. And also moisturizer. You gotta have moisturizer because I'm old. You gotta have that. And for every glass of wine I drink, I get drier and drier. So I have to keep myself well moisturized. Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind. Thank you. And last, one more thing.
You said 2. Look I see you.
One last. You've done movies and then TV shows and this amazing tour and makeup lines and then the removers and other products. What's next for Bianca? What else do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, maybe become a reporter and be as gay as you are. That one just snuck out. I don't know what's next. I mean, the good thing for me is as long as there's something to look forward to. So right now I'll be be doing this particular show through December, which is great. And my friend Matt Kugelman and Derek Hartley have worked on the third film already. So they've started writing that one. So I'm hoping to get to shoot that soon. But you never know. You never know what's around the corner. There's so much that could happen. You know?
Thank you, sir. Guy in black.
Hi,
Yes.
Koji from oneinmanila.com.
Hi.
Hi, what can your fans in the Philippines expect from your show tomorrow?
I always say expect the unexpected, but since I'm in Manila, I have to talk shit about Manila. Not you, I meant Manila Luzon. No, and it's so funny because we fight on Twitter, actually Manila and I, not that you're asking, but just so you know, that we go back and there's a few queens that you can cackle with online, and she's one, because I've known her at least 15 years now, and so we go back and forth, and all the people online go crazy. Oh, I can't believe you said that. That's so rude. You're just a bitch. I go, yeah, and yeah. Like, I know I'm a bitch. It is what it is. But I always say expect the unexpected, because I do have a script that I go by, but with the audience, it depends on what happens when you're there. Because I was in Hong Kong last night, so things that necessarily didn't go over in Australia went over well in Hong Kong. So you never know what you're gonna get, you know? And the more I drink, the funnier it is. I say, yeah. So expect the unexpected, yeah.
Speaking of Manila, what can you say about the haters rose dress that she wore with your face all over it?
Wait, my what?
The dress that she wore with your face.
Oh, that is my dress. Well, she borrowed that dress from me. She wore 2 dresses for me to wear because there was a clown challenge.
Yeah.
So she borrowed 2 dresses, and the bitch never fucking returned them. She had them, said she was filming. So I'm gonna see her soon. So we're gonna have it out. I'm gonna get them back. I mean, she's wearing my shit. But that if you actually scroll, you'll find photos of me in it. But she called me up. She goes, "We have a clown challenge, and I would like to wear you." Okay. So I gave her 2 dresses, and she's kept them ever since. Yeah. Bitch.
Yes, sir.
If I may ask a follow-up question.
Sure.
Your material has been called controversial.
Yeah.
Are there topics that you're not willing to talk about?
No, I think you can talk about anything. You don't have to like it, but I can talk about whatever I want. And I think, once again, going back to the social media stuff, I think that's the problem, is that you have these cultural cancel people that feel like you can't say it. I can say whatever the fuck I want, little girl. You don't have to like it. And that's fine. Just like if you don't like it, I don't have to hear your opinion. I don't particularly like, Kim Kardashian or her family. I think it's ridiculous. So I don't entertain it. I don't go on her Twitter. I don't go, Kim, you're a piece of shit. I don't care. So I leave it alone. But I think we live in a world now where everyone has to be a social media warrior, and they have to say, this is what I think, this is what needs to happen. I don't necessarily agree. It doesn't, you don't like it, don't watch it. It's very simple, And no matter what you do, someone's gonna be offended by something. I mean, as I sit here in a wig, Christians are upset that I'm a man in a wig. You know what I mean? There's drag queens that hate me. What do I fucking care? Live your life. Because you really are missing out on life if you sit back worried about some other bitch looking like this. I'm no friend.
Thank you, sir. Yes,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Nick's from philstar.com. So
Yeah.
this is your debut show here. What are you looking forward to do in the Philippines? And anything Manila or Jiggly told you to do here?
Well, Jiggly, let me tell you that bitch. Jiggly is the other one that I've known for a good 15 years. Oh God, Jiggly. So she has been saying shit online, and it hasn't been in English, and she's been telling the people of Manila what's going on. And so she's like, Bianca, and I don't know what any of it means, so I'm worried tomorrow that they're all gonna attack me. But she, no, she's been great. She said, go and eat the food. Well, obviously, she said eat the food. She goes, eat everything. I'm like, all right. That was mainly it. I mean, luckily, I get an extra day since we sold out the first show, so we were able to add a second show. So I get another day here, which is rare, because normally I don't get an extra day. So, yes, I'm excited. I don't know, I'm open to anything. Yeah. I can't do much tomorrow because I have the show day. But.
Mix, you're good?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hi. Hi, how are you? There's a lot of magazines here.
People frequently ask you what you think about political correctness and cancel comic, but veering away from comedy, what does it mean for you to be a drag queen in this climate?
Oh, well, I mean, I think obviously drag is bigger than it's ever been, and I'm super grateful for the opportunities, but I've done drag now 23 years, so to have this great moment later in my life, I mean, the beginning was great too, but I think to have this exposure now has helped me as a person because I can appreciate it more, rather than being a 20-year-old and being an asshole like Aquaria. Kidding, we're friends. God, no, but it is. I find that I enjoy it more, and I'm grateful for the opportunities. I mean, I get to travel the world. I don't think I ever would have been here in Manila if I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I've had. So it's been pretty amazing, So the ride has been great. So I'm grateful just for it. I'm grateful that it happened after 30, you know, because I do appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
I just have a follow-up.
Yeah, sure.
You've been doing drag for a while. What has been your biggest takeaway in all these years of being a performer? What makes your job special?
Oh God, well, I mean, as long as you laugh, as long as you have a good time. And I know people say it all the time, as long as you have a good time, then everyone else will. But I think it is important when you do comedy and stuff. And like I said, I don't take myself seriously. I take myself seriously with you know, the professional business side of it. But as a person, you gotta laugh and you gotta have a good time. And I think what's amazing is that a lot of people in this world now are afraid to laugh because they think, can I laugh? You know, is that allowed? Is someone gonna judge me? Is there gonna be some video of me laughing later and I'm gonna be... So I feel like, you know, when you come to the show and when you come to hang out with me, you get to laugh and do it. You're fine, you're safe. If anything, they're gonna come kill me first. Don't worry, you're safe, yeah.
Thank you, Guy in Yellow.
Yes,
Hi, Bianca, I'm Ross, representing Manila concert Chachki. So
I don't know what word you said, but yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I did.
We both love Joan Rivers.
Yes.
So my question is, what did you learn from her? And then second question, who are your other comedy idols?
Oh well, I killed her. No, I was one of the last. Two of the last. There was one after me, Leanne Rhymes. So she's the one who really killed it. But I did one of those in bed with Joan, and I had met Joan a couple times in New York City at different events because she was very involved in theater. And God, it's hot in here. And she would frequent a lot of opening nights, and so I met her a couple of times. Always gracious, always sweet, always took a photo. And then I had the opportunity to do the show, which was a lot of fun. And they say never meet your idols, but it was amazing to get to meet her because she was so goddamn funny. And also very generous, because you know she didn't have to be generous. I mean, you're Joan Rivers, you don't even have to look at me. But she did, and she was very, very sweet, and I appreciated it so much. And then she gave me this this bag, a gift when I left, and I was so excited I couldn't wait when I opened the car. And it was some shitty scarf from her QVC channel. But I travel with the scarf, and I use it to wrap up my makeup mirror every night when I travel. So she's with me. She's with me. But I think she's one of my favorites, obviously. Don Rickles, I don't know if you're familiar. Don Rickles is very funny as well. And not only did I enjoy their sense of humor, but I also appreciated their work aesthetic. I mean, they were working up until their 80s. Yes. So it's pretty amazing to see their longevity and their commitment to, I was going to say commitment to drag, commitment to comedy. I mean, well, Joan was in drag. But I do appreciate those two probably the most. I mean, there's several other people. I mean, I love Wanda Sykes, and I love Chris Rock. You know, they're fucking funny-ass people. So there's several people that I like for different reasons, but I say Joan and Don Rickles were probably the most of my style and the most that I gravitated to.
Thank you, sir. Guy in Denim.
Guy in Denim.
Hi, Bianca. My name is Paul, Manila concert scene.
Okay.
So you recently tweeted something about season 11 being #season of issues.
Yeah.
So if you were part of season 11, what would be your issue?
Wouldn't have lasted. Season 11. No, I just think it's funny. I laugh at the fact that this is what, like I said, the show is evolved and it's turned into something else. So I find it funny when your ailment is stronger than your talent. This is a show about drag queens. Why are we talking about a cyst on your tail? That I don't understand. You don't want to know what's going on under my skirt, but I'm not going to tell everybody. So I find that part to be just a bit much for me. I mean, I'm a drag queen. We go in, we laugh, we have a good time, we're hateful to each other in the dressing room, and we move on. But I think what's fascinating now is that, you know, it's also a television show, so the sympathy aspect comes in. I don't live by sympathy. Sympathy is not a part of my drag aesthetic. And if you're dying, I'm gonna go, good. That's not what it's about. So for me, it is different, but I do find it quite amusing. Is that, you know, now we're in the second week of the show, and 1 week was that, the next week was a stroke. I'm like, well, what the fuck is next? I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, are we picking America's next patient? Or are we picking a drag queen? I just don't understand it.
I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
So what category are you on right now?
What category?
Are you on right now?
Wait, what? What category?
Yeah.
Oh, this outfit?
Yeah.
Oh, jet lag, haven't slept, just showed up. Look, that's yeah.
You.
This is express lady look.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, sir.
I had to get ready quickly. Yes.
Hi, what makes It's Jester Joke different from other drag shows, and at the same time, your past tours?
Oh, well, I do comedy, and I think now, because everybody now has a one-woman show, that's the word, even though there's like 12 other people in the show, doesn't make sense. For me, I do stand-up comedy, so I'm on a stage by myself, and this is my 4th tour that I've traveled the world with, not necessarily been here, but the fourth that I've done. And I mean, I'm doing stand-up comedy in drag and I'm discussing topics that are all about. So that's what's different. I'm not lip syncing, I'm not doing death drops, I'm not doing musical numbers for backup dancers. God knows you don't want to see that. But I leave that to the other people. But that's not what I'm doing. So it does get blurred now because everybody now has a so-called show. So people often wonder what it is. And then here in Manila, which was of course in the beginning when I announced that I was doing the show, people immediately were like, well, that's so expensive. Well, you're in a theater with a seat. You get a chair and you get air conditioner. Unlike today, you get air conditioner at my show. So it's also just everybody's been doing different types of things. And sometimes when they do the group tours, it's a standing room. And sometimes it's, you know, you get in early and everybody clumps up and there's musical numbers and an intermission. I don't have any of that. That's not for me. For me, it's literally a conversation with the audience, and we laugh and make fun of ourselves and everybody around us. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Where would Roy be if Bianca didn't happen?
Oh God, I'd still be at my normal job. I used to make costumes for Broadway. I would still be doing that. Well, as of today, I would probably still be doing that. You never know. I could have become a successful model. That wasn't a joke. No, I would probably still work in the theater business. That's what I love dearly. And it doesn't matter how old you get or how ugly you are when you work backstage. So, yeah, I would probably still be with that. Yeah, you never know. God damn, 82,000 pictures. Don't you have enough? And that would be horrible. I'm going to untag myself out of all of them.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm Josephine
Hi.
for Pep. Speaking of Manila and Jiggly,
Yeah.
how familiar
Well, you know what's funny?
with,
No one else is speaking about it.
how familiar are you with Filipino humor?
Oh, well, I'm not. I mean, but you sent me 2 jokes like those 2 to come to America. They're a fucking joke. One can't stop eating and one can't win a drag race. Yeah. I mean, third time's not the charm. I don't know much. What, you gonna teach me some things?
Were you surprised that the first show was sold out and then you had...
Well, I'm surprised when anything sells. No, but also what's great is that I think, as I was saying before, that the show has gotten bigger over the years, and I think that globally I've been fascinated because it wasn't just with Manila that shocked me, but also I've done South Africa, which was insane to me, and obviously all over Australia and the UK and Europe. So for me, I sit back and I have those moments when I go, wow, is this really life? Like, am I really here? I mean, I don't know if I'm really here because I've been on pills and asleep on the plane, but it is pretty amazing, the global interest in the show. So I'm grateful anytime anybody wants to hear what I have to say. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Unless the whole country's like Jiggly, then we're fucked. We're really fucked.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Next. Yes.
Hi. What's the first thing you bought from the $100,000?
I paid taxes. I did, because you know in America, when you win something, unlike other, well, I don't know if it happens here, but in the UK, if you win $100,000, you get to keep $100,000. But in America, when you win $100,000, it was $52,000 in taxes. Wow. Exactly. So yeah, you know, so I really didn't. I've just been saving money. I haven't really bought anything extravagant. I'm not an extravagant person, as you can see from my shoes. So no, I really haven't bought anything exciting. It's just been I've been working, so I've just been, you know, hoarding my work money and hopefully to buy a house soon, which is what I'm hoping to do this summer. Finally. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Any more question? Yes.
Hi, Bianca.
Oh, hi.
I'm John. I'm a big fan.
Oh, you have great taste, John.
First off, thank you for spreading hate in Manila.
You're welcome. Oh my God.
I'm very nervous.
You saved my life. What?
Okay.
What are you nervous about?
Well, this is like a dream for me.
Well, you need to get better dreams. If I'm your dream, you're fucked up.
But first off, of course, people have like different humor per se. Are you afraid that Filipinos might not take your humor literally well?
Well, I think you think that with every audience you have. You often think, okay, well, no one's going to understand me. No one's going to understand what I'm saying or what I'm doing. But that's why you go into something with a huge amount of material. There's so much crap in my head that if you start with something and it doesn't seem to flow, then you have this other way to go. So it's not like if I'm out there, like my friend Courtney Act was just in Australia, and she does her show, and she will do some banter where she talks, and then she'll do a song. And we had a conversation about it where she's like, I always feel safest when I have the song, because you never know what's going to happen with the audience. And I said, well, I do the whole show without a song, so you just don't know where you're going. But that's, for me, the exciting part. So if this doesn't work, then you've got this, or you have that. So it's not like, hello, this is my joke. It's more or less like, trigger, trigger, where am I going to go? What's going to trigger my brain to get me where I need to be? Right. So I think each audience should always be different. You never know. And never assume that everyone's going to love it, because then you're really fucked. Because that always backfires. You know, you always think they may not get it, so you have to work harder.
Okay, sorry, I forgot my second question.
Blinded by my beauty. Thank you.
Follow-up question?
Follow-up questions.
Yes, yeah.
How's it been starting out with gigs at bingo halls to like performing to sold-out venues in countries you've never been to before?
It's fucking nuts, yeah. I mean, you try not to think about it. And as I said before, with what she was talking about, when he asked what I would be doing, and as far as drag was concerned, I didn't imagine any of this. I don't even think the potential was even there, because there is no proper format. You know, everybody that's left the show has done something different. A lot of them have gone into music, a lot of them do music videos, a lot of them, I mean, I think I'm the only one who hasn't done a music video out of everybody.
Will you?
Some of them shouldn't have. But I think everybody has a different route, so there really is no formula. I mean, we were 5 years ago, so now I think it's a little more of a pattern of what everybody likes to do, which is usually the music videos and then travel with the group tours. But for us, it's just kind of been, before that, I mean, it's just been wild. So I really haven't thought much about it. I mean, on the level of like, oh my God, I think if I did, I'd probably go crazy. That's why I keep drinking, to keep me balanced. Because you know I drink, look at my face, yeah, you can tell.
In recent seasons of Drag Race, there have been Instagram YouTube queens, you know, queens who have built their following around social media.
Yeah.
There's Aquaria, and then there are memes going around like Miss Vanjie and
Vanjie's a riot.
Like, how do you think has social media changed working as a drag queen?
Well, it made them seem talented. No, I mean, there is a talent to taking a good picture. I think, though, that's what I was saying before, I think the show is different because the world has changed. I mean, Instagram is huge now, and globally, it's quite fascinating. And now, a lot of queens, you gotta remember, a lot of queens now are doing the show because they grew up with the show, which is completely different than we had. So these are young performers that saw Drag Race and thought, oh, this is what I want to do, and this is what it's about. I mean, Aquaria's like 23, I believe, or something. I mean, she's pretty young, so it's pretty amazing what she's accomplished at 23 years old. So who knows what's going to come in the next few years. So it is pretty fascinating, the opportunities that exist. And you don't realize how many people are watching the show or how many people are interested in what you're doing. It still blows my mind that anybody gives a shit about what I'm doing. And I'm not even putting out the gorgeous photos like Aquaria or Violet, you know, who are beautiful. And that's what they do. You know, I am the exact opposite. But it is pretty amazing just to see the global interest in what everybody's doing. And like I said, the show's bigger than ever now. I mean, RuPaul's winning Emmy Awards. I mean, she's snatching trophies, that bitch. It's wild.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi. How do you handle fame, your privacy, your privacy and depression?
Oh, I drink, and I drink. That cures all three. No, I think luckily you keep level-headed people around you. I mean, my friend, my assistant, that was my friend, I've known him forever, but we've been friends 20 years, and he doesn't like me at all, and that's what works out well. He doesn't think I'm famous, he doesn't think I'm smart, he doesn't think I'm funny. So, you keep people around you like that, and you'll go far. I think the worst thing you can have is people around you that like you too much, or people that say yes, 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 because that fucks with your head too. So it's been, I think it's just keeping a common ground, and I have 2 dogs I have to take care of, so that's my real life. And also, as I was telling her, not to put out your whole life on social media. Like, everybody doesn't, you know, everything that you're doing, you know? So yeah, you balance it out that way. And did I mention drinking? Yeah, make sure you do. Yeah.
Thank you. Last 2 questions.
Yes.
You first.
Just really quick questions.
Sure.
If
No!
if a song automatically plays when you enter a room for the rest of your life, what song would that be?
I don't know what the song would be, but can I tell you what song I don't want it to be? Okay. Sissy That Walk. I have heard that fucking song! Oh my God. I mean, for the past 5 years, it's the only song they play. But I must say though, it is my favorite of the Ru songs. Outside of Supermodel. Supermodel was the original. Y'all are like, what's Supermodel? That was the very first one in the 90s that I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, I was young once. But Sister That Walk, we heard it so much when we were around. So that would be the one I don't want. But I don't really have. Well, I use it in my show. I use the clown song. Have you heard the clown song? Well, you'll hear it tomorrow. You'll know and you'll go, oh, that's her. Like whenever you go to a circus, it's always dun, 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 dun. That's what I want. Yeah, because it's uplifting. Don't play it at my funeral.
Okay, one last question.
Sure.
If you can choose your last meal on earth, what would you eat?
Well, I should call Jiggly and ask her. I mean, if I die in Manila, she'd tell me what to eat. I don't know what would be my last meal. Oh God, what would be my last meal? I don't know. I'm not really that picky. I think when you travel, you don't have much options. So, I mean, you're traveling to some places, and so you end up eating whatever is available. So I'm not really that picky when it comes to food. So I don't know offhand. I mean, maybe something. I'll drink with it. I'll drink wine. Yeah, I'll have wine with it. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Last question.
Yes.
What do you want to say to long-time fans of drag who say that drag has become too mainstream?
I tell them shut the fuck up. I mean, this is the thing. People are not going to be happy as long as they have a hole in their ass. And the thing is, there's always something to fight about. If you're not being noticed, people complain about it. If you're being noticed, then people complain about it. The thing is to just get out of your head and not deal with it. And when people come to me and they say, oh, well, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, I go, I don't give a fuck because I'm not your elected official. I'm not your president. You didn't vote for me. I don't give a shit if you like me or agree with our life. The world is going to change. The world is going to evolve. People are going to be prettier. People are going to be younger. People are going to have more talented. People are going to get more opportunities. So what are you going to do? Sit back and be bitter about it? Just fucking live your life, for Christ's sake. And realize that everybody that's writing something doesn't always have to say something. Sometimes you're just writing because that's your job. You know, and I've had people that have disagreed with things I've said. And there was a reporter who was like, oh, you know, I just assumed he didn't like me, you know, wasn't interested in anything that I was doing. And he says, no, don't take it personal. It's because I have to write something every day. So if I find something hateful about you I can write, I'm going to write it because I get clicks. And I go, motherfucker. So you have to take the comments and the complaints and the bullshit along with the compliments and call it the same thing. Lovely, keep moving. Lovely, keep moving. Because in the end, none of those people are going to be there when I'm dead. So what does it matter? Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the first word you think about when you hear RuPaul?
Oh, like Ru as a person or just the name?
RuPaul. Yeah,
oh,
RuPaul person.
Well, I mean, because it's so funny. I just had a conversation with someone recently. It's because since he goes by the same name, I always consider RuPaul the man and Ru the woman. I don't know why.
Okay, Ru.
No, I'm saying I've always loved glamour. I mean, I remember being, a child and seeing Ru at the MTV Video Music Awards. I mean, I was in high school, and this huge blonde glamazon, and I went, wow. I mean, she was fabulous. I never in a million years thought I would meet him. Never thought I would even be on the show. You don't think about those things. And you sit back and you go, wow, it's kind of cool. We don't go to lunch because she doesn't return my calls. I'm kidding. I don't have her phone number. But I do get to go to lunch. I do get to go to lunch with Michelle Visage, and she eats like Jiggly.
Thank you, Pam. Let's wrap this up. Bianca, your final message.
Thank you for having me, and I next time, tomorrow I'll be dressed prettier. But I thank you so much for having me, and I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to it. And tomorrow's show 1, and then we have show 2. So come, please drink and have a good time. Let's do it, and let's be hateful together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I'm going. Okay, good. I didn't know what I was doing. All right, I'll take my watch. Me and my shoes. I'm so lazy today. I didn't even bother to go to my shoes. Thank you.
Bye-bye.